Hi, everyone. My name is Colleen. Hello and happy Wednesday. So, today's topic, we are talking about dental operations managers. And we're basically talking about this role within the dental industry and talking a little bit about, kind of what they do, what their typical responsibilities entail, and those sorts of things to help you write an accurate and thorough job description for this position. So, if your office or practice is looking for a dental operations manager and you're the one tasked with writing the job description, this stream is definitely for you. Also, if you are someone who is maybe exploring your options for careers within the dental industry, maybe you've never heard of a dental operations manager role before, not quite sure what it is, then definitely tune in today and watch this video after it posts. To see, to learn all about this position and see if maybe this is something that you would like to do within the dental industry. Maybe you want to progress in your career, or maybe you want to start your career in the dental industry, and this would be a really great role for you. Okay, so happy everyone could be here with me today on this Wednesday to talk about this position and so that I could bring you information about this position so that you know what it entails and so you can write a job description if that's definitely something that you are interested in. Each week, Princess Dental Staffing is bringing you a new live stream covering a new topic regarding your career in the dental industry. So if you don't want to miss out on future streams, be sure to follow our page or subscribe to our channel. If you like the content we're bringing you, drop us a like. And if you want to be part of the conversation, leave us a comment with any, thoughts or insights or questions that you may have. Okay. Speaking of Princess Dental Staffing, so Princess Dental Staffing is an online dental job board, and they have positions available for dental receptionists, dental assistants, dental hygienists, dentists in a variety of different areas. They've got full time and part time, temporary and permanent roles. Okay. Their website is princessdentalstaffing.com. So you can hop on there today, see what positions they have available in your area. It's also really easy to create a profile and get your information out there and in front of hiring managers. And you can also check out their blog, which covers a lot of the same topics that we cover in these live streams as well. Okay. All right. So let's talk about a dental operations manager. Okay. So let's start off by talking about what a dental operations manager is. Okay. Essentially, at their core, dental operations managers are business managers. Okay. Most of them work in corporate dental offices that may have multiple specialties. Okay. But they're responsible for a lot of different things. Now, operations managers, they can be a standalone position, or they can be combined with other roles. Okay, or their duties may be split up among different roles. So it really just kind of depends on the office or the practice. But usually, you find dental operations managers in corporate roles. But the position itself, like I said, could be combined with other roles such as office manager, dental treatment coordinator, patient coordinator, team lead, or even dental receptionist as well. So it really just kind of depends, like I said, on the office itself. Okay. And dental operations managers may go by different job titles as well. It's definitely one of those job titles that may change a little bit, but essentially, a dental operations manager is a business manager. They may also go by names like coordinator or office manager or, things of that nature. Okay. So make sure if you are a job seeker, make sure you're looking at the job description and that you're reading it through to see if this position that you're applying for kind of fits a little bit more in the realm of dental operations manager. And of course, if you are writing the job description, make sure that you are clear about, the tasks, responsibilities, and jurisdiction of this position, and what is going to be expected of the incumbent after they've been hired for this role. Okay. So communication is really, really key here to determining kind of what the dental operations manager role is within the office or the organization. Okay, so that's essentially what a dental operations manager is. Let's talk about what they do. Okay, so again, they're essentially at their core a business manager. They help manage the dental practice, ensure patients receive quality treatment, and create a fun, safe, and positive work environment. That's kind of the overarching goals of a dental operations manager. Okay, so let's get a little bit more into detail. Let's get a little bit more into the nitty gritty of all of the different operations and areas and functions that they touch. Okay, first up, production goals. So a dental operations manager, one of their main functions is to ensure that the practice or the office is meeting production goals. Again, at the end of the day, a dental practice is a business, right? You have to make money in order to pay your people, to purchase supplies, and pay yourself, of course, and continue the practice. Make sure that the practice is in good standing and can continue to serve patients, right? So in order to do that, you need to meet production and collection goals. Okay, so that means the dental operations manager will do things like filling appointments and ensuring everybody pays for the services that were rendered and that they received. Okay. Something else dental operations manager may be in charge of is the hiring and the firing, right? So that encompasses things like talent acquisition, selection, recruitment, onboarding, all of those sorts of things, screening, interviewing, the entire application process, essentially. Okay. It also means that they may be responsible for conducting or maybe reviewing performance evaluations, taking action when performance is, subpar, and maybe even separating employees. It's an unfortunate thing, but sometimes it does have to happen in the business world. So, hiring and firing, something else that dental operations managers may be responsible for. And then, kind of piggybacking off of that, next is training and education, right? So, after you've hired someone as a dental operations manager, you may be responsible for, new hire orientations and onboarding, right? Making sure that those new hires or that new hire gets acclimated to the office, that they know what's expected of them, and that they have all the tools that they need in order to do their job well. Additionally, it could also encompass continuing education, right? In the dental industry, especially, continuing education is really kind of an important component to professional development. Um, so you may have to coordinate continuing education events for your teams as well as a dental operations manager. Okay. Next on the list, work schedules. Okay, so as a dental operations manager, you may be responsible for, creating and coordinating work schedules, making sure that areas are all filled appropriately, taking responsibility for things like workforce planning and also maybe hiring a temp if you need to, if somebody calls out or somebody gets sick and you need the position filled, right? You have to make sure that you have the appropriate amount of labor, the amount of workforce needed in order to continue to service these patients. Otherwise, that can mean, lost revenue, right? Which again, if your main focus is ensuring the success of the business and managing the business, you definitely want to avoid missed revenue or missed revenue if you can. So backfilling some of those positions that maybe have called out or somebody is sick, and needs some extended leave, finding a temp can, really be crucial to the continuing success of the business. And of course, Princess Dental Staffing would be happy to help you find qualified temps to assist you in, ensuring that you have the appropriate workforce to service your patients. So princessdentalstaffing.com, there you can find their contact information. You can give them a call, shoot them an email, or you can connect via chat via the website. Okay. Next, supervision. So, dental operations managers, as the title kind of suggests, can be a supervisory role. You may be responsible for team members, okay? And all the things that supervision entails, overseeing tasks and responsibilities, overseeing and making sure that those things get done in a timely manner, overcoming obstacles and challenges, and all of those things that encompass supervision and leadership. Okay. Next, rules lawyers. So, maintaining, updating, and enforcing policies to ensure that you are in compliance with specific regulations and guidelines, such as maybe like HIPAA or something like that. Payroll and benefits. So, as a dental operations manager, you may be responsible for a lot of the financials, right? Because if you're a business manager, financials kind of come in with that, such as payroll and benefits. So, in terms of payroll, you may need to make sure that your team members are submitting their time cards on time, that their time cards are, complete and accurate, and that they get processed, and your people get paid on time. And you may need to administer benefits as well, or maybe oversee like open enrollment and things of that nature. Okay. Next on the list is accounting. So, kind of going hand in hand with payroll and benefits, right? So, accounting, definitely encompasses payroll, but it encompasses a lot more than just payroll. Things such as accounts payable, accounts receivable, bank transactions, accounting reports, tax preparation, debt and asset management, practice budgeting. You may also have to work with patients to coordinate financial arrangements, right? So if the patient's bill is expected to be, kind of on the larger side, you may need to work with them in order to um, create some sort of financial arrangement to where they can pay for the services that they may very well need, right? You also may need to work with insurance companies to ensure payment. And also, along those lines, you may have to follow up on delinquent accounts as well. Okay. So, a lot of accounting, a lot of financial responsibilities in here as well. Okay, next on the list, OSHA compliance, right? So OSHA is essentially the organization that kind of oversees, safety and health within the workplace, and making sure that the workplace is safe and healthy for your teams, right? So you may need to ensure that your office space is compliant with OSHA regulations. Next, being a mediator, right? And this kind of goes hand in hand with things like supervision and, just operational oversight in general, being a mediator, right? Because sometimes, there may be some, conflicts among staff, maybe some complaints, and, those sorts of things. And as a dental operations manager, it may be within your purview to have to find resolution, maybe de-escalate certain situations, and the like. Okay. Next, managing patient care, right? So again, there is definitely some patient interaction here. You may have to work with patients on financial arrangements, and also scheduling patients, making sure that the schedule is appropriate for the number of patients and those sorts of things. But at the end of the day, patient care really encompasses excellent customer service and high patient satisfaction. So if your satisfaction rates are a little bit on the lower level, it may be your responsibility as the dental operations manager to figure out why and find ways to resolve those issues. Maybe even resolve individual complaints, and making sure that your staff is trained in order to provide that high level customer service that is required. Okay. Next on the list, marketing. So, as an operations manager, you may be responsible for, outreach for marketing initiatives, maybe reaching out via the website or social media platforms, and all of those different sorts of things. Just again, if your overarching responsibility is business manager, so you want to make sure that your patients are coming back through managing patient care, but also that you're gaining new patients in order to replace ones that have maybe moved away or aren't going to return for whatever reason. And a big part of that is marketing, outreach, and meeting your new patients where they are. Okay. And finally, on the list, supplies, right? Inventory management, making sure that you have the appropriate office supplies, dental supplies, and then also doing things like evaluating purchasing supplies and equipment costs, right? Because again, you're running a business here, so you don't want to spend everything like inordinate amounts of money on supplies and equipment costs that could really need to be managed. Okay. Um, so yeah, so those are, kind of the major responsibilities that you may be responsible for as a dental operations manager. Okay. So with that information, if you are trying to write a job description for a dental operations manager, make sure that you have an idea of what dental operations managers do and what you need your dental operations manager to do. And make sure to include concisely but thoroughly the job duties that they can be expected to complete if they are hired for the position. Okay. Also, make sure that you're relating key skills and knowledge and experience to those tasks and responsibilities, right? So, for example, if your particular dental operations manager is going to have a heavy focus on that financial piece, right? Um, things like accounting and payroll and kind of that field, then they're probably going to need a financial background. That may mean that they need experience with a specific software, right? Accounting software or system. They may need to have previous experience running finances at another office, maybe not dental, but um, those sorts of experiences are going to be um, valuable to you as an employer if your dental operations manager has that experience, has that knowledge, and can navigate those financials so that they kind of know what they're doing when you hire them, right? So make sure that you're kind of looking at what you want this dental operations manager to do, and then associating the skills and making that skills list and that knowledge list that you want them to have, and making sure that you're including that in the qualifications and requirements section of that job description. Okay. And make sure that you are also differentiating between need to have and nice to have. Okay. So that you can have, these are the bare minimum qualifications, but if you also have this, that's even better. Okay. All right, finally, let's talk about salary. So we've talked about, what a dental operations manager is, what they do or can be expected to be responsible for within an office. So let's talk about salary. Okay. So according to salary.com, dental operations managers make between 59,000 to 80,000 annually. Okay. So, and again, a lot of that is going to depend largely on, your location. So, if you need to do a little bit more research on this, take a look at some of the job postings in your area and see what salaries they're posting for. A lot of states and, city locations require that potential employers list salary expectations on the job descriptions. Okay. So if you're in one of those areas, you can very easily go onto a job board and take a look and see, what other dental operations managers job descriptions are being posted at for, in terms of salary, and kind of base it on that. You can also do, more research on things like salary.com and other websites to kind of help you determine what's appropriate for your location. Okay. And so that's from salary.com, but based on some of the job postings that were reviewed by Princess Dental Staffing, operations manager positions can be paid up to 120,000 annually. Okay. So it really, again, it's really going to depend very largely on your location, on what this person can be expected to do, the qualifications they need to have, and all of those sorts of things. So make sure that you're doing your research to ensure that you are being competitive without overpaying for a position if you are writing the job description and you need to hire a dental operations manager. Okay. Alrighty, so that is our topic for today. Hope you found it valuable and informative. We will be back next week with a new stream covering a new topic regarding your career in the dental industry. But until then, I hope everyone has a great week, has a great weekend. Continue to stay safe out there. I will see you soon. Bye, everyone.